Hello, my name is Diane Latiker. I'm the founder and president of Kids Off the Block. We are located in Chicago, Illinois, on the far south side of Chicago. I founded this organization in my apartment in July of 2003 with 9 kids from my neighborhood. I just wanted to help them. I invited them into my living room, sat them down, asked them how could I help them. In the span of almost 3 months, there were 75 kids in and out of my apartment, day and night. They wanted a safe place in their community, and they needed help. Um, our mission is to provide at-risk, low-income youth with positive alternatives to gangs, drugs, truancy, violence, and the juvenile justice system. And we've accomplished this in a myriad of ways, which include conventional programming, tutoring, mentoring, sports, music, but we've also accomplished this through unconventional means, meaning buying a kid a coat in the winter, shoes so they can go to school, taking them back and forth to school, and buying books and notebooks so they can learn, because we believe that education is the key. The rest of these answers to your questions I have written down, so please forgive me if I read them. How is your organization working to address systemic racism? In addition to poverty, income, and health disparities, we believe systemic racism causes a variety of other problems, such as youth, gun, and gang violence. We serve youth and young adults who are at high risk for gun and gang violence. According to the Coalition to Stop Gun Violence, the root cause is discrimination, income inequality, poverty, underfunded public housing, underperforming schools, lack of opportunity, and perceptions of hopelessness. Easy access to firearms by high-risk people. Disadvantaged communities of color are impacted by gun violence and other structural inequalities. We address systemic racism through programs and services that empower marginalized residents. These services strengthen disinvested communities and help to make children, youth, and families become self-sufficient. Among the many offerings of KOB, we include wealth creation, self-improvement, community mobilization, and advocacy. We also address the social detriments of health. How would your organization spend the money? KOB needs a trained board of directors and frontline staff and volunteers who are trained in a variety of areas. This will build organizational capacity, and a grant will allow KOB to hire a training coordinator. They will be responsible for developing and conducting training programs for existing and new board members, staff, volunteers, and community stakeholders. The responsibilities of the training coordinator will include mapping out training plans and schedules. This will include designing and developing training programs. The training coordinator will also help KOB achieve its mission as our board becomes trained in fundraising and staff development. Community serve. We've served Roseland. We still serve, I'm sorry. We serve Roseland, Pullman, West Pullman, Washington Heights, Rosemore, and other distressed Southside communities. So the impact we've had in the community has been enormous. From our back to school giveaway, which we just hosted yesterday. 250 families were able to receive book bags with all the school supplies for their kids. To our Christmas toy giveaway in December every year. Over 500 families last year were able to get toys for their children. To our Thanksgiving event called Feed a Teen, like Feed a Teenager, where we feed hundreds of young people and their families. We bring young people who are in cliques and gangs together with their families the week before Thanksgiving, and we feed them and we give them prizes and we honor them. To our Summer in the Streets, where we partner with other organizations across the city, because we know this summer is a time the young people are the victim and perpetrators of violence. And we partner with them to do an event on the same day at the same time to maximize the impact. We have done whatever is needed to be done to help these young people and their families, including many resources added. I will share a story of Daquan Hargrove, who came to us 11 years old and told us how bad he was. And that his mama didn't want him to come outside because she was scared for him because he was so bad. Daquan is in college now. He's 19 years old. We're so proud of him. And he's done so much from feeding the community with us to helping the community with PPE through the pandemic, to mentoring his peers, which he now does. This past summer, he was mentoring the younger generation. So we're very proud of that. And there are many, not minty, it sounds like Medea. There are many Quans who are in our organization who have went on to help others. So we are very, very grateful for the community support who comes to every event, who donates, who cooks with that for our kids, who offers supplies, hygiene supplies to our kids. We are very grateful. I just want to read this last line and then I will be done. Disadvantaged communities of color served by KOB are impacted by these structural inequalities. However, KOB programs continue to build strong, safe, healthy communities that are empowering low-income residents. We accomplish this through community-based and youth development services, specialized violence prevention support, parent and child management activities, community mobilization, and advocacy services. Thank you.